After US officials claimed that an Israeli missile had struck Iran, the price of gold and oil surged. The global benchmark for crude oil, Brent, surged to more than $90 a barrel following reports of an Israeli attack. However, it later declined as Iran attempted to minimize its importance. Before falling below $2,400 an ounce, gold was on the verge of setting a record for a short while. There are worries that the Middle East's escalating war may cut off oil supply. Investors were keenly observing Israel's response to Iran's direct strike over the weekend with drones and missiles. At first, oil prices had increased by as much as 3.5%. However, after Iranian state media reported that there was no damage in the region of Isfahan, where there had been allegations of explosions, Brent dropped back to $87 per barrel. Inflation may be exacerbated by sudden and significant increases in oil prices. Countries rely largely on the commodity, which is used to make fuels like diesel and petrol. In recent years, there has been a significant global increase in the cost of living, primarily due to rising fuel and energy prices. The BBC's Today Show featured a statement from Randeep Sumal, fund manager at M&G Investment Management. The concern for markets would mainly be the inflationary one, that this would actually add to inflation. Even though inflation in the UK has slowed, it is still higher than the Bank of England's 2% target, and some experts predict that interest rates won't be lowered until the summer or later in the year. In the UK, the inflation rate is still around 3.2%, still some way off the target, and it is becoming a bit of a concern for policymakers, stated Mr. Sumal. It's encouraging that things haven't gotten worse and that the market disruption should only last temporarily. The price of Brent is currently much lower than it was in February 2022, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, when sanctions were placed on the country that produces oil by a number of powerful economies. In the weeks that followed, the price of oil rose to $125 per barrel, which resulted in a prolonged period of higher household energy expenses. Because people view gold as a safe investment, its price frequently climbs during uncertain times. There are worries that the increased tension in the Middle East may have an impact on shipping between Iran and Oman across the Strait of Hormuz. Approximately 20% of the world's oil supply flows through this vital maritime route. The majority of the oil exported by members of the OPEC cartel, Saudi Arabia, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and Iraq, passes via the strait. Iran is the third largest OPEC member and the seventh largest oil production in the world, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. According to energy market analyst Vandana Hari of Vanda Insights, the first increase in oil prices was a knee-jerk reaction to fears of a renewed escalation of warfare between Israel and Iran. What the latest events underscore is the heightened fragility and volatility in the Mideast situation, she stated. As investors responded to the most recent developments, stock prices dropped. Early trading in the UK saw a 0.8% decline in the FTSE 250 and a 0.5% decline in the FTSE 100 share index. Asia saw a 2.7% decline in Japan's Nikkei 225 index and a 0.9% decline in Hong Kong's Hang Seng. In South Korea, the Kospi finished 1.6% down.